Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. How are we? It's Monday. And we're back. How was your weekend? Mine was weird. I didn't get a lot done. I spent a lot of time chunking holes in Minecraft. Then it fell in a pit of lava and lost all my stuff. Hey, that's the way it goes. So I spent the entire day rebuilding all my stuff. Yeah, hello, welcome in. It's Monday. It is Gamebook Day. It's Talisman of Death Part 2 here on twitch.tv Babel17 with me. If you like what you see, give us a follow. If you don't bother. Hello, Kit. How you doing? Welcome in. Yeah, so here we are. All is quiet. How was your weekend? I've just had sliced sausage and bacon for dinner. And I'm full. Full. Right, what's happening? Where are we at? What are we doing? Part 2. Didn't I say? Part 2. I did say Part 2. It was good. Liverpool Pride on Saturday. Oh, nice. Nice. Busy time. Was it busy? It's always a good one, Liverpool Pride, from Pete's photographs. I've not seen any this year, actually. Check to see if he's posted. I've not seen him for a while. I don't know if he's still on Mastodon. Oh, I need to log into Mastodon. Okay. Oh, maybe that's why. Not seen him for ages. Me and Nathan marched in the parade. Hooray! Nice. Good. I'm pleased. That sounds an absolutely wonderful time. Yeah, we didn't do much. Jason basically buggered off on Friday, and it's coming home tomorrow again. So what can you do? And then you went out with friends and stayed out dancing at the game until 4 a.m. Wow, how did you have the spoons? That's amazing. Well done. I think on Saturday I was passed out by 1. Yeah, it's a funny old weekend. Just too hot again. It was hot and then it got really cold today, and now it's warm again. So I can't win. Cold during the day and then too hot at night. So anyway, I ache everywhere. I'm too old for this shit. Yeah, I remember the last time I went to a bar. Sugar and bloody minded determination. Yes, I can believe it. No, quite right. No, yeah. I was looking at some photographs from like 20 years ago. It's like, even at 37, or 35, 36, clubbing was an arduous task. Especially since most of the people I was with were in their like late teens, early 20s. Because that's just the people that I was with at the time. Most of my friends were of that age. Which is, it's very bizarre. I try to think if I could, would I? No, even like even like weddings and that. I'm knackered after about 2 dances. Primarily because I'm so unfit. That's the primary reason. I'm so unfit and I ache. And a couple of ciders. Well, there we go. It's always going to keep me going. A couple of ciders, always good for the soul. My friends I were out with are early 30s. Yeah, it's it's. I think even in my mid 40s, even 10 years ago, might have just got away with it. I don't think I could do it these days. I spend more time sat going than anything else, trying to keep up with the youngsters. Exactly. It's just not. Nah. Not for me. I'm too old and set in my ways these days. I don't mind a bit of a ceilidh and get a couple of dances in a ceilidh, but I do have to kind of go no more than, it's like going to a disco and going, oh, this is a banger and a banger and then a banger, and then I'm going, yeah, I know it's a banger, but I need to sit down now. I'm tired and I need a drink and I need to sit down. As long as the next one's fine, I can get up after that one, but just give me 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I'm glad I don't smoke anymore, because again, that would be another. Absolutely, not only would I be boiling to death and sweating buckets, but I'd be wheezing like a steam engine. Needed to sit down a few times. Yeah, it's not the same as it was. Not the same. This is why we do things like board games now and game books and stuff, because it's the more sedentary lifestyle that we prefer to lead, with a bit of good music thrown in for good measure. That's how I see it. That's how I see it these days, anyway. Right. Well, since you're here, would you like to have a go at the book? I don't know who else is about it, so I'm sure people are going to trickle in. Hopefully, people will trickle in after Ben's show. It was so sweaty and hot at the club, my glasses steamed up when we walked in. I couldn't see a thing. Yes, yeah. Well, that's the other thing. I was thinking about this, right? So, Holocaust are playing in a little pub in Glasgow in September, and I really want to go. Nathan's joining us, picture, and I really want to go. But I have this horrible feeling it's going to be really hot and sweaty and loud and horrible. I mean, Metallica was fine because you sit in the middle of a stadium, but I know what the smaller pubs are like, and but I don't want to wait till January when they come through to Edinburgh. So I'm trying to persuade Lindsay that she really wants to go and see Holocaust with me so that we can go. I would feel really, even at 55, I still feel really self-conscious walking into a pub or a bar on my own. I don't know why. I just do. It's just like, oh. Look at lonely sad sack on his own there. Oh, yeah, poor guy. Oh, got no friends. Billy no mates. Turning up for a gig with with Billy no mates. And the reason, because I've got Billy no mates, is because the two of them are up on the fucking stage. That's why. Well, no, because he'll be in Birmingham. It's the week after. It's the week after we take him to Birmingham. So it's the 19th of September. So no, he won't. I mean, in all stances, I would presume he would, yes. But, and I don't. The other thing is, I know there are people I might bump into, which, again, if it's just me on my own, it's even worse. Even though I know them really well, it's just like a lot of people. I mean, there is the possibility I might bump into people I've not seen for 20 years. Since I came back up and Jason was born, and I tried to kind of rekindle some friendships after having been away for a long time, and we went out for a beer, and that was it. There was no continuation after that. These people I was at uni with, and it's nothing there. Just totally diverged lifestyles, So I'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I mean, it's just a little pub in Glasgow. It's not going to be well. It might be. I don't know. There's two other bands on who I've never heard of, so they might be quite good. Anyway, never mind. Let's get on with Talisman of Death, shall we? So where did we leave you? We left you. Oh, that's right. We'd just. What have we done? We just we were fighting something, and then it just disappeared. what we're referring to, Minion of Death. That's right. So our skill, so our stamina and luck and skill are. That's right. A skill went back up to 1 off top. All but 1 skill point was restored, and we went down Silver Street. Hopefully, because we went looking for. Oh, that's right. We went looking for a new sword, and we got a new sword. I went to one of my uni friends' 50th birthday parties on Friday. That was fun, but God, I felt old. Most of them have teenage kids. I know. It's bonkers, isn't it? Yeah, it's funny that when you get that kind of just that in between bit where you're kind of not quite there and they are. I mean, I noticed it when I was at. I think there was kind of like 3 types of people. There was people who had kids, kind of not straight out of uni, but there's people who had the kids when they were in their late 20s, and then there's people like me who had them about 10 years later. And then there's a couple of people that had them maybe 5 years after that. So mates like Johnny and Shorty and that, their kids are that bit younger again. So Jason's 18, Johnny's lad's just 12, and Shorty's kids are 19 and 16. So there's that kind of in between gauge. But then those guys are a couple of years younger than me. So it's sort of 3 or 4 years younger than me. So yeah, it's a bit weird. And I always found that weird that like when I had Jason, my friends had teenage kids. And now then when Jason's get to that teenage stage, they've gone to university and graduated. And I'm like, kids you were brought up with just now adults out of the world. I mean, that's even my cousin, even my niece, when she came over, she's 23 now, she's like, oh my God. The last time I saw her was, she was 11, so 12, so it's, 11 years ago. And just that difference, it's just like, oh my God, they're proper people now. It's just weird, able to make their own decisions and all that sort of stuff, just crazy buckets. Anyway, yes, let's put it into perspective, right? Talisman of Death is now 42 years old. There we go. You're here! Ish. Tween wrangling. No worries. Absolutely no worries. You understand now why, when we were kids, the adults all talked about kids growing up so fast. Oh, God, yes. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's good evening, Joe. How are you? Good mood to you too. It is odd. I mean, so Joe, there's a question. How, what age bracket is your tween? So your tween is early tweens. Evening, Edward. How are you doing? Welcome in. We're just working. Yeah. So early tweens. Yeah. Evening, Nathan. Welcome in. So yeah. So that's people, who are in their mid to late 40s, still young kids. So there's this. Yeah, it's about the same age as my friends. I am almost 50. Yeah. No. And that's exactly what I'm saying. That you're in the right. You're in the right demographic of where I'm talking about having kids late 30s, like I did. Although Lindsay 10 years younger, so fine for her. But yeah, having kids. So either we had like people I was at school with and college and university with. 1 or 2 of them had the exceptions were the ones who had kids in the early 20s, but most of them had kids in their late 20s, so 27, 28, 29. Once they got established in a job, started to buy their first house, have a family. Fairly standard structure. Then there's people like myself and my other mate, Ewan, who's just bloody retired, who had kids 10 years on from that. So his kids are about the same age as so his eldest is just, I think, a year older than Jay. And my other friend, Craig, who's 5 years younger than me, he's 4 or 5 years younger than me. His eldest is 19, and his youngest is 16, 17. And Johnny, who's the same age, his only child is 12, 13. So yeah, same age as Dean. So yeah, it's so odd that just there's this sort of almost 4 levels of when you have kids. And obviously people have kids all over that in between, but the primary ones seem to be those, either you have them 27 or you have them sort of 37, and that sort of 10-year difference I noticed was quite prominent amongst people that I knew, and still do, obviously. But yeah, so there we go. Interesting. So yeah, as I say, this book is 40. Did I say 44 years old? 42 years old. So anyway, we should crack on this. So last week, if you do not remember, and then you've got the degenerates like me who are nearly 40 and refuse to grow old gracefully. No, absolutely, and that is the other level of it, is that there are people who have no interest in having kids, which is absolutely fine, or can't, through whatever reason. And some people are quite happy with that. Some people learn to live with it. Well, you have to. If you're going to get on in life, you just need to just take what life deals with you, really. But I know that 2 people, an academic and a doctor, 100% career. No kids want to. They live their life vicariously through their nieces and nephews. Absolutely, Joe. Absolutely. I know. Well, look, ours happened during lockdown, so we didn't have anything. Yes, indeed. Hadrossi, how you doing? Welcome in. How's things? I chose to spare the world from my offspring. No one deserves that. That's not true, but that is ultimately your choice. And I'm not going to. I'm absolutely 100% your choice. As I say, I'm 48, going to squeeze the most out of the next 2 years as possible. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I mean, you seem to be. Did I see you posting from Liechtenstein? Is it photographs from Liechtenstein this week? We'd have been lucky to have them, Kit, but you don't owe the world anything. No, exactly. And I made a decision early on. I made a decision, and my first wife and I split up, and I, at that point, assumed I wasn't going to have any kids. So I am lucky to have had kids. Now you're in Bern? Good Lord, man. And you're going back, and then you can come back over in September? You spend more time over in Europe than you do at home sometimes, it feels. Well, good on you, my friend. Good on you. Well done. Well done. Bicycle from Zurich to Liechtenstein, and now I'm in Bern. That's amazing. We're amazing. We're lucky to have had the one we did. Yeah, we're the same. I think the little bugger hid himself for nigh on 5 months before we found out that Lindsay was pregnant, and he still didn't want to come out. He eventually did, and yeah, and now he's going to make an impact on the world. I think any of us who have kids are lucky. Any of us who have kids are lucky to have them. Pre-pandemic, I was doing Asia a lot. Post-pandemic, I've been much more focused on Europe for my holidays. Indeed, which is lovely to see. I do enjoy your regular posts on Facebook. Right, so now that there's a few of us here, we should crack on. So after our fight with the Minion of Death, which we won, thankfully, and got our skill back up to 10 out of 11, we only got 3 gold because we spent 7 of them on our lovely long sword. We've got 1 potion of fortune. I should move the windows. 1 potion of fortune. Bosh, there we go. Adventure sheet and a dice tray, all in one. How wonderful, isn't it? It's fun. Yeah, so meals we've got. We used We gave one away, and then we used 2 to get our stamina back up to 18, and we have a special golden apple. So after we turned down Silver Street. This is where we were on Thursday. You were startled by what sounds like men's voices, whispering near you. You soon realise that a trick of the wind is carrying their words to you through a broken piece of pipe which connects a ramshackle house to an open drain. There are 3 of them, and it seems that they are planning to rob the jewellers, which you can plainly see on the bend of Silver Street. There is a shabby staircase leading up to the house. Do you wish to creep towards it? Will you go up the staircase, walk quickly to the jewellers, or ignore this and turn into Store Street? Staircase, jewellers, or street. So staircase, S for stairs, J for jewellers, M to move on. No, sir. J for jewellers. Kits go straight for the jewellery. Ooh. Nathan would like to go up the stairs. So 1 apiece. Don't make me roll a die. I love. I love it says we've got people in chat, but we've got 2 people voting, and obviously Joe's just wandered off, and that's fine. But where's everybody else hiding? Speaking of dice, I haven't sorted the dice tray out for tonight. So, dices. There we go. Dice. Anybody else? So, we want to go either upstairs to find out what's going on, maybe go across to the jewellers, or just ignore the whole lot of it and move on. What say you? So far, we have 1 apiece. Kit would like to go to the jewellers. Nathan would like to go upstairs. Personal preference. Me? What would I do? I think I would maybe go upstairs. Depends how quickly we want to get into a fight again. I mean, maybe Kit's got the right idea, going to the jewellers and saying to the jeweller, "Hey, I've just heard some people might be trying to rob you. Might be worth shutting up shop, mate. Please, I'll take that diamond dagger out off your hands for recompense." Will that work? I don't know. Why does that say it's unstable? I don't believe it's unstable. That's talking guff. It's got loads of stuff. It's perfectly stable. It's talking garbage again. Oh, I should sort that out. No more for no more, so I'm going to have to roll a dice then, am I? Okay, well, so 1 to 3 is stairs, 4 to 6 is the jewellers. It's a 5, we're going to the jewellers. 278. I presume I am still here. Yes, there's a dice there. That's fine. Maybe I've lost everybody else. I'm still streaming, but nobody's watching. No. You enter the jeweller's. It seems to be curiously lacking in things of real value. The jeweller, a small man with a monocle, is just locking the large safe behind his counter. As he reaches for the closed sign before you have the chance to speak, the 3 thieves you overheard burst into the shop, brandishing swords. You're here. Well, that's all right then. Will you seek to get in with the thieves by capturing the jeweler, or leap to the jeweler's aid and attack the thieves? So who are you going to side with? S for thieves. Sorry. T for thieves, J for jeweler. Who would you like to help? The thieves or the jeweler? Jeweler. Jeweler. Excellent. Alrighty then. 286. Okay. Two of the thieves, thick-set bruisers in brown leather breeches, turn to face you, whilst the third, a thin Weasley man, goes for the jeweler. You must fight the two thieves together. If you kill one of the thieves, turn to 299. Okay, so what this means is we need to roll... Is that... Fight... You must fight the two thieves together. So we can only target one of them, if I remember correctly. Fighting more than one creature. Sometimes you will find yourself under attack from more than one person or creature. When this happens, each will have a separate attack on you in each attack round, but you must choose which one you will fight. So, well, I'll put them up on the thing. On the sap. First thief has a skill of 6 and a stamina of 7. And second thief has a skill of 5 and a stamina of 6. So it might be worth going for him first. Nathan just realised the washing is out, so he's gone to get it in whilst we fight. Not a problem. Excuse me. After your chosen target, your chosen target as in attack your chosen target as in normal battle against the other, you must throw for your attack strength in the normal way. But even if your attack strength is greater, you will not inflict a wound. Just count this as though you have parried an incoming blow. However, if your attack strength is low, you will have been wounded in the normal way. Okay, so what we want to do then is I'm going to use the same. We'll use the same 2 dice. So let's go those for us. Oh, now, although, do you wish to change them after last week's debacle? So, would you like to change the dice? So, for us, before we were using purple and white. Would you like to change those? Yes. Kit, which colours would you like? Red and yellow. Okay. Edward, can you pick 2 for the first thief, please? And Drossie, if you're about, pick 2 for the second thief, please. Or anybody, put your votes forward. Two colours, first 2 colours, not red and yellow. Black and blue for thieves 1. Alright. Well, because I want to roll, I'll need a second set. Should we just go green and white for the other one then? Let's leave purple out of it this time. So I'm going to roll for us. Purple and blue. Well, purple's... well, black and blue. Well, let's go with what we've got for now. So that's 8 for us. 19 for us. Yeah. So it's skill. So black and blue for the first one. 3, 4, 5 is 11. And 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and until 13. So we beat both of them, but obviously we only take off 1, so we'll deduct from him to go down to 4, because it's as soon as we beat one person. As soon as we beat one person, we're fine. So we'll go again. 2, 4, 15 for us. Black and blue is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So they lose. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And they lose. Excellent. So they're down to 2. Once again. Whoops. Well, that's a 6. That's 22. 3, 4, 10. 6, 7, 8, 15. Yeah, no, he's dead. So he's dead. If you kill one of the thieves, turn to 299. With a shout of victory, the jeweller steps back from the fallen body of his assailant, a bloodied short sword in his hand. You are surprised that such a small old man is so skillful. Seeing this, your other opponent throws down his sword and runs out the shop. You may pick up the thief's sword. The jeweller turns to you, his monocle swinging at his waist, and thanks you. He reaches behind the counter and hands you a leather pouch containing 10 gold pieces and a small velvet-covered box. Inside the box is a magnificent ruby. No one can call Oliol the jeweller a miser, he says. Scarcely believing your good fortune, you thank him and leave, gain 1 luck point. Hell's bells. That's our luck at 12 maximum. What do we get? 10. 10 gold pieces. That's 13. And we have a magnificent ruby. Go us. Nick the sword. I don't think it's worth anything. Because don't forget, we bought a sword. So if we had come across this previously, we didn't have one, we could have picked it up to return our skill back up to 11. But we bought a longsword, so I don't think it's worth. Well, unless we could take it and we might be able to sell it. Yeah, might be able to sell it. We'll add thief's. That's right. Thief's sword, just in case. Yeah, thief's sword. There we go. Yes, keep Nick the sword. That was the Kit Nathan might remember, but we were looking at a game called Kingdom of Loathing, and my character on that from historically was called Nick It All because I was a thief. Nick It All. Right, 3 or 4. You continue down Silver Street, past the jeweller's, which is closed, and turn left into a tree-lined avenue called Booker's Walk. 2 very grand buildings built of blocks of grey stone stand on either side of the road. A group of young people in blue togas, escorted by a white-haired old man in pale blue robes, enters the building opposite. A flag showing books and scrolls is flying from the nearest building. It appears to be a library. Will you see what information the library has to offer, or investigate the other building to find out what the young people are doing? So, books or youths, B or Y, books or youths. Go to the library. Kit would like to go towards the books. Fair enough. Books, says Edward. Cool. I'm a book dragon. I'm drawn to them. Book, says Joe. Excellent. Let's all go and find out about books. 3, 4, 6. The entrance to the library is filled with desks at which scribes are working, copying books and scrolls. Reclining on a plush window seat is a wrinkled old fellow in the pale blue robes of a scholar. You feel out of place wearing armour in the quiet of the library, where the stillness is broken only by the scratching of pens. "Welcome to the largest library in the Man-March," says the sage. "Choose any tome or scroll you may wish to peruse. Perhaps I may be of assistance. What is your field of study?" Will you ask to read something about gods, or ask about the history of grey guilds? Gods? Well, that's absolutely rubbish. G for gods or G for grey guilds? That doesn't work, does it? H for history, there you go. G for gods, H for history. Are you a history buff? I like history. H. We were just watching, what's his name? Tom Scott, that's who we were watching. We were watching Tom Scott, his latest outing to Hereford Cathedral, which is Hereford's where I was for a few years, to go and see the Chain Library. That was pretty cool. Looking at one of the oldest, one of the first English copies of the Bible from Hebrew. Tom is brilliant. Absolutely love Tom. James Doc Wallace was at uni with him, or was at York Uni at the same time. So he knows him by association. And did you watch that whilst you had tea as well? Oh, that's cool. So yes, that's what I was watching just before we jumped on stream, because it is absolutely excellent. So yes, that's where I spent a good few years down in Hereford, which I do still love to this day, because despite my reasons for going and my reasons for staying changed over the time I was there, I've got a lot of fond memories of living and working in Hereford. Yeah, it was a sad day when I had to come back up to Scotland, but never mind. So what are we doing? Yes, history. That's right. My apologies. We're going to ask about history. History of Grey Guilds, 196. The sage. Nathan loves the video you did with the ferrets. Tom Scott, I mean, not Nathan Elf. I haven't seen that one yet. Still not seen the ferrets one yet. We're a bit behind. We've just been playing watching what we can when we can. The sage shows you to a side room full of reading desks. A few are occupied by students and history, young and old. It's very funny. Good, I will look out for it. With an expansive gesture, he points to a wall lined with shelves which are filled with scrolls and tablets. You choose a set of scrolls called Grey Guilds Revisited by Nylev. It's the story of a dissolute young nobleman who failed to take advantage of the education offered by the Guilds of Learning. You're able to glean much interesting information about the city. The religious orders hold all the power. You're astonished to find that Vagar, the god of thieves, liars, and cutthroats, has most followers within the city. There is a temple to death in the city as well. Indeed, it seems that Grey Guilds is not the tranquil city that it once was. The armed forces protecting the city come from two groups: the warrior women who worship the evil goddess Fel Kirinla, and the followers of the All-Mother. Greykilt lies on the edge of a large plain called Man March, or Lands of Men. It is just one of many cities in this part of the world. As you are wondering whether you will ever visit Doomover or the Spires of Foreshadowing, the other students begin filing out, and with a start you realise it is almost dark and leave quietly, looking for a safe place to sleep. Turn to 186. You leave the building and continue on down Booker's Walk. The streets are already deserted, and there are few lights in this part of the city. You search for the welcoming light of an inn. Then, without warning, the steel teeth of a sharp, hidden man-trap snap shut around your leg, ripping your flesh. You're in terrible pain. Lose 2 stamina points. No. How awful. The warrior women are evil then, yes. Yes, they are. Shadowy figures loom out of the murk all around you. Their faces glow with a sickly pallor in the moonlight. They're wearing black robes clasped at the neck by shrunken human skulls. Do you still have the Talisman of Death? If you have, turn to 162. If you've not got it, turn to 150. Oh, God, no. Ah. We are the priesthood of death, says one of the figures. We have come for what is ours. Your arms are held and you are searched. Realizing that you are not carrying the talisman, they step back. One of them strikes you across the face. Where is it hidden, worm? Suddenly, the clatter of hooves disturbs the menacing priests, and a large group of riders carrying torches come into sight, and the priests melt back into the shadows as silently as they came. The riders of the watch halt before you. You're in a pretty pickle. That's one less problem for us tonight, eh, girls? This provokes a gale of laughter, but you fail to see the funny side as they ride off, leaving you held fast in the jaws of the trap. Lovely. Turn to 128. I thought we were going to die. Right, laundry gathered in. Hopefully it's not that bad, Jesus. 128. Hopefully the fact that it's been out, it's fine again. You were left alone to wonder how the lawkeepers of this city could be so cruel as to leave an innocent person in such dire straits. Would we have died if we did have the talisman? Oh, that's a good point, actually. 186. Oh, I just passed that. 162. Well, either way, yes, no, we would still lose it because the warrior woman of Fel Corinla will pick it up and take it away. Cursing bitterly, you resolve that if you escape, you will not rest until you have regained it. Turn to 128. So basically, we're left to die one way or another. So it's probably just as well that it had gone now, perhaps. Either way, we're caught in the trap. Either way, we've got to get out. You're left alone to wonder how the lawkeepers of the city would be so cruel as to leave an innocent person in such dire straits. You tear feverishly at the trap, terrified of some footpad slitting your throat for his own vile amusement. Soft footsteps approach, and you look over your shoulder and see a man approaching. Here, he says, let me rescue you from this trap. He steps on the release catch, which had been out of your reach, and the trap springs open. You step free and he walks along by your side. Have you a place to stay tonight? Perhaps you'd like to sleep in my humble abode, he asked, looking sideways at you. You are curious that he should be walking the streets alone at night, but you're also exhausted. Will you accept his offer and go home with him? Or decline his offer? A to accept, D to decline. A young man wandering the streets at night on his own, rescuing people in traps and taking them home. Who can it be? What's going to happen? Make a choice. Go with him. It's the best offer we've had all night. Exactly. I know. We're going to get laid. Well, laid or laid out. Either way, it has the word laid in the sentence. So one of the two, I'm sure. Well, I'll put you down for wanting to go home, so that's fine. Anybody else? Anybody else fancy wandering off with the Dark Stranger? Yeah, go with him, says Nathan. Fair enough. I don't see anybody dissenting, so... No, laid out on a cold slab, you mean? Well, you know, we don't know. That's my point. It's one way or another we're going to get laid. As I said, that has the word laid in the sentence. So what would you like, Edward? Would you like to go? Would you care to saunter off down the street? Fine, let's go. Right, okay, there we go. We could have him in a fight. Of course you could. Of course you could. Let's go with the lad and see what happens. 143. I'm not sure Jamie and Mark are necessarily willingly putting him up for rent like that. Here is the man in question. Oh no, where's my camera? There's my camera. There's the lad in his humble abode. And you're right, you probably could have him in a fight. The man's house is a small stone bungalow. He leads you into his bedroom and offers you a straw-filled mattress behind a curtain. Thankful for the chance to rest, you go to sleep without asking any questions. You sleep deeply and gain 4 stamina points. Well, that's fine. We only lost 2. So back up to 18 we go. No, not 668. 18. Love the skull on the shelves. I know. I quite like the diagrams up here. These are quite nice. It's almost like Da Vinci. It could be an airplane. It's a globe. What else we got? Can't tell what the manuscript says. There we go. Yeah, I like the triangles. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? That's what's left of the last weirdo he picked up on the street. Well, he's got to learn anatomy somehow, doesn't he? Anyway, you wait to find that your host is sitting watching you. I hope you're well rested. You talked in your sleep. He smiles at you and says, "Do you need help? Has someone stolen something from you? How did you come to be trapped alone on the street late at night? If you wish to tell him the whole story and ask for his advice, turn to 98. If you would prefer to say that you cannot answer, turn to 92. Well, what's in the jar? A liver? Oh, up in the top corner. Oh, I don't know. What do you reckon? Just looks like some sand or something. I cannot tell. Yeah, so, shall we spill our guts before he spills our guts? Shall we bear all? I think we learned our lesson not telling the ladies and the horses, so tell them. Yes, okay. So, tell or not tell. So T to tell and to not tell. Tell, Joe says. Yep, spill. Cool. All right, let's do that then. Let's tell him everything. 98. Yeah. You tell him everything, and he listens with growing amazement. He introduces himself as Apothecus, a sage of history. I've heard of the Talisman of Death. You must recover it at all costs, he suggests. He suggests that you enlist the help of the Thieves Guild, as he doesn't think you can recapture it alone. It will be in the temple to Fel Corinla by now, I'll warrant. Horkana, the High Priestess, will be holding it there. Go to the Red Dragon Inn on the Street of Seven Sins. It is dangerous, but you may make contact with the thieves there. He gives you a breakfast of savoury pancakes and invites you to dinner that evening, saying that he will try to discover more to aid you. In the meantime, he says, take these. He hands you 5 pieces of gold and a ring. It is a ring which increases your skill at arms. Add 1 to your skill score. Hooray! Back up to 11. So... nice. Oh, what else did it go? 10. Was it 10 gold pieces? 5. 5 pieces of gold. So that takes us up to 18 gold. Nice. As long as dinner isn't some fava beans and an ice candy. Indeed, indeed. Well, yes. I would say so far we've not had to put out that we know of. When you return this evening, show this, and I will know that you are not a shape changer. As you leave, he gives you a jade rose. Oh, bloody hell! Jade rose, nice. When you return this evening, show this to him. Shape changer. You thank him for his help and leave the bungalow. Will you go to the Red Dragon or head for the temple? Pub or temple? P for pub, T for temple. Indeed, we have a dinner date. Hey Sam, how you doing, mate? Welcome in. Pub, and pub. Off to the pub. Excellent. We're off to the pub, Sam. Off to the pub. 50 cent. We're chasing down our talisman that we lost. More peas for the pub. All the pubs. A pint of Alec Guinness. Fair enough. 0%, I presume. Right, you take a side street. All just turns up just time to get around it, I know. You take a side street which leads towards the Street of Seven Sins. Or lime and soda, fair enough. And are almost pushed aside by a group of students in blue togas. They're quarrelling and begin fighting in front of you. It seems one of them disagrees violently with something the other has said, and as they tussle you notice that the angry young man has dropped a small brass tiger charm. Will you interrupt the quarrel and give the charm back, ignore them and go on your way, or pick up the charm? So, interrupt, carry on, I can't see, P to pick up charm, I to interrupt, C to carry on, P to pick up charm. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up. Picking it up. Pick up the charm. Pick up the pieces. Right, we'll pick up the charm. Charming. This charming man, Pt2. Still getting my head around the fact it showed 12 on NBR tomorrow, 14 if you include the 2 FCs. Good lord, mate. Nice one. 3 whole months? Well, do you know, Right, so I've not spoken to Steve over the weekend, which means we've only got like 3 weeks left before we're due back. And I'm away for 2 or 3 weekends, so we're going to have to get our fingers out our butts. I'll try and phone him tomorrow when I'm at work or something. 32, if he's not busy. I don't know how busy he is. I presume he's busy. The brass tiger has a mischievous grin. You hang it around your neck, hoping it will bring luck and protection. Turn to 156. I know, that's gone horrendously quick. All of it. Alrighty then. You come out into the Street of Seven Sins and soon find the Red Dragon Inn. Steps lead downwards and the sound of raucous laughter floats up from the smoke-filled gloom below. Really has, and only the second repeat of an artist tomorrow, which is rather good going. No hard and fast rules in fairness. To be fair, that's excellent. You enter and walk over to the only part of the dive where it is light enough to make anything out. Passing tables and stools, you come to the bar, behind which stands the bulky proprietor of the inn. Here is the bulky proprietor of the inn. More out than in, I would say. Do you have the brass tiger charm? Dennis Healy. Yes, I thought that looked familiar. Hairy chest, though. Very, very, very hairy man. As you can see. Likes his claret. 5-gallon cans. It's the eyebrows, yes. Do you have the tiger charm? If so, turn to 11. We do. Oh no. Oh dear. So, tiger charm. You stop at the bar and are about to ask the barman what there is to drink when you hear yourself saying, "You fat pig, pour me a drink before the sight of your squalid, pus-ridden face makes me vomit." The barman stiffens, astonished and incensed. He gives a strangled cry of rage, grabs his club, and hurdles the bar. You step back, drawing your sword. Your eyes have adjusted to the gloom, and you notice that some of his customers are rising to their feet. They are the most disreputable bunch of villainous-looking cutthroats you've ever seen. One has a scar running from his ear to his chin. You must fight the barman and one other. Right. So, fighty fighty. End of music. Play next track. Right. So. Okay then. How odd. Barman. Skill of 7. Stamina of 8. First cutthroat, skill of 8 and a stamina of 9. So, if we reduce the barman's stamina to 4 or less, he scuttles back behind the bar. So we're looking for, excuse me, I'm going to do 4. In fact, that's not what I asked for. Did I ask for you to put a negative in there? Did I? Excuse me, Excel. Oh, for goodness sake. And the first cutthroat, if we reduce him... if we kill him, do we get the bar? Oh, well, possibly. Wibbly wobbly fighty whitey. Except the headscarves. Yeah, let's not get the headscarves. If you can then reduce the first cutthroat stamina to 5 or less, we get to test our luck. Okay, that doesn't want to. And then we can test our luck. Alright, so I'm going to go as we did before. So we are red and yellow. Cutthroat 1 is blue and black. Cutthroat 2 is white and green. So we start. 2, 4, 6, 7, plus 11 is 18 for us. First one is the barman. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 7 is 12. So he loses. 11 plus 8. That's 19. What did I say? 17. 19. Ouch. So, whilst we wound the barman, the first cutthroat wounds us. Ouch. Onwards again. 11, 22 for us. So, barman. There's 4 plus 7. So he's going to get wounded anyway. Oh, look. He's down to 4. He scuttles behind the bar. Alright, and then we're lad. It's 6, so we win that one. So Barm's out of the equation now. Us on 8, 19 for us. Ooh, 12. 20 for him. Cheeky beggar. That's not good. 3 points, so... Oh, good lord. 3... 15. No, 14 for us. Oh, he also got 4. 4 and 8 is 12. Ooh, good lord, we got that one. So he's down to 7. 8, 19 for us. 9. 10, 17. So we win. He's down to 5. So he's down to 5. Now we get to test our luck. Ooh. So, test our luck. Well. Testing our luck. Roll 2 dice. If the number rolled is equal to or less than your current luck score, well, guess what? 6, 8. Our luck is 12, but now goes down to 11 because when you test your luck, it goes away. So we're lucky. We win. Well, we've certainly got that far through. Turn to 200. So that's cool. What happens? 200. During the fight, the brass tiger charm falls to the floor. Ah. Now that it is gone, you realise that it was cursed, and that it forced you to insult the barman. You make no attempt to recover it. The cutthroat yields, and you are looked at with some admiration and respect. The barman tries to make light of things, saying, "You are truly a mighty warrior. You could even be a match for Pt2." He tells you the story of how Pt2 beat Heimdall the Mighty. It seems that Heimdall was one of the strongest and most unpleasant men ever to swill ale at the Red Dragon. One day a stranger, Pt2, accepted his challenge to a bout of arm wrestling. Heimdall lost for the first time in his life. He was furious and threatened awful reprisals if Pt2 ever returned. A few nights later, Pt2 did return and began to insult Heimdall and 2 of his friends. In the inevitable fight which followed, Pt2 killed them all and carved his initials on Heimdall's forehead. He worships the god of insane chaos, Anarkill, and since that night none has dared gainsay him here. If you wish to ask the whereabouts of the Thieves' Guild, turn to 236. If you would rather ask them for aid in completing some unfinished business, turn to 246. So there we go. T for thieves or U for unfinished. And that music, to me, sounds very loud. But it's about the same for you, so not too bad. It's just different music. Oh, that seems to do very little because I'm not listening to that one. That's fine. Silly machine. There we go. Let's go with that. Unfinished business. Okay. All right. Do we have unfinished business? Fine by me. You and Talisman. Oh, I see. Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. Some unfinished business. Turn to 246. I don't know, so go with the rest. Fair enough. Given that UK TV insists on you and for everything now. Oh, okay. Oh well. Okay. So, they appear interested and offer you some ale. You accept a mug, but do not drink. You suggest that in helping you, they might gain a great deal. They agree to meet you and tell you to come to the Thieves' Guild at midday tomorrow via the disguised coal hole in Hornbeam Road. You begin to chat to them. Turn to 169. Ooh. Probably a good call then. Well done. Two newcomers enter the Red Dragon ale cellar. The first is a very tall, wiry man whose frame is draped in a black cloak. The only hint of colour is his hair, very curly and dyed bright corn yellow. The second is a handsome young woman dressed in a bizarre patchwork of armour. The barman mutters under his breath, then forces his face into a smile. Chuchev! Cressida! Cassandra, welcome! He shouts obsequiously. The thieves move away from you to sit at another table. Chuchev strolls to the bar and orders a drink. Cassandra sits opposite you at her table. At your table. She ignores you and Chuchev joins her. Here they are. He doesn't seem all that, does he? I don't mean to. It's just to try and get a gist of it before I read it out. That's all. I should remain passive with a poker face and say nothing. But sometimes I can't. Right, so, will you say nothing, get up and leave the ale cellar, or introduce yourself? So, N for nothing, L for leave, I for introduce. N for nothing, L for leave, I to introduce. I to introduce, says Kit. Quite right. Why stand on? I mean, might as well have a go. I reckon. Any more for any more? I, says Sam. Excellent. Can we eat something first? Oh, sure. Well, if we eat one meal or a golden apple, that will restore our stamina back up to 18 for sure. Anybody else? Everybody else happy with that? We'll take one provision. Shame we can't eat something in the inn. Yes, says Nathan. Eat. Cool. In which case then, let's go back to 18. He's always thinking of snacky snacks. And quite rightly so. Quite rightly so. A number of times we've gone through these games and we've either never had enough provisions or we forget to eat them. And then I suddenly have to go, oh crap, we forgot to eat provisions. But that's good. Somebody's on the ball. I'm happy. Genuinely, it's good. I'm peckish now, so am I. I'm not long eaten. Right, we're going to introduce ourselves. 374, and I'm going to take us back up to the top of the page. I was going through Matt's book tonight, this evening, to play test it, and I started, and he said, "Oh, there's not that many changes," and I went through it, and within 3 seconds I'd found a change. I was like, "Oh Christ!" So I basically had to start over again. So I've just had some ginger biscuits. Nice, yeah. Lindsay finished off the ginger biscuits today. Must get some more tomorrow. So yes, I've basically got to now do. So I did nearly 50 entries tonight. So only 207 to go. By the end, by Sunday, I was going to back up to them for Monday. So yeah, and that's not even playtesting yet. But hopefully, I can just chunk away at it an hour or so each night over the next few nights. And I've got Friday and Saturday, so yeah, hopefully we'll get that done, and that'll be fine. What did I say? We were doing 374. This is over the page. They tell you the names are Chuchev and Cassandra. Chuchev says, "You're a newcomer. What brings you to the Red Dragon?" The beautiful Cassandra takes a dagger from a boot and starts to toss it end over end, catching it each time by the tip. As you consider your answer, she tosses it again, but does not catch it. It buries itself in the table, a centimetre from your hand. Will you say that you wish to meet some thieves? Say you came in for a drink. Tell them to mind their own business. Okay, so T for thieves, D for drink, or F to F off. F off and mind your own business. Chuchif. You think you're so hard coming in here with your knife tossing lady friend in her mismatched armour, as beautiful as she is. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? T for thieves, D for drink, or F to F off? D for drink, says Nathan. Came in for a drink. Fair enough. Joe's going for a drink. Yep. Cool. Edward's going with the old drink ruse as well. Drink, says Sam. Perfect. All the drinks. Excellent. Right, let's see what they say then. 386. Alone? Inquires Chuchev. Strangers don't come to the Red Dragon just for a drink. Don't you know? We're all thieves. What are you up to? Will you tell him to mind his own business, or apologise and say you must have made a mistake and leave? Oh. Oof. I think we're going to end up in a fight here. Mind his own business or leave. M to mind his own business, L to leave. That's annoying. Mind your own business, says Nathan. Yeah. It is annoying, isn't it? What was the previous entry? 274. So what if we'd said... thieves. Okay. So you could kind of bring it around to the Talisman of Death if you want to, but yeah, I think if we're going to mind our own business, it's the best option because it's too early to leave. Yes, I think so. So that's 2 for mind your own business. I think we're going to end up probably in a brawl. Right, I'll put it down. Right, well that's it. We're just going to tell him to F off, mind his own business. 397. I think you're going to regret that, said Chuchev between gritted teeth. Cassandra says softly, I think, stranger, it would be better if you begged his pardon, don't you? What will you say? I'll not apologise to the likes of him, or, oh yes, I beg your pardon. So, apologise, yes or no, basically. Even though I want option 3, drink and chat. Yes, I know. I think the time for drinking and chatting has passed. It's a case of, I think we're going to be coming enough to know if you think you're hard enough at this rate. No. Apologise, no. So, two no apologies. No, we can't go back. Fair enough. Right, let's go with it then. I'll not apologise to the likes of him. Turn to 294. At this, they leap up, whipping out their blades, and move to attack. 368. Of course they do. Chuchev's sword is almost as tall as you are, and he wields it negligently in one hand. Cassandra's glows coldly. Each time she hits, you must subtract 3 stamina points. Far out. Okay. What is it with these fights tonight? Everything's like 2 fights ago. He's a skill of 10, so at least we're still 1 ahead of him. And a stamina of 12. Cassandra has a skill of 9 and a stamina of 10. If you reduce Cassandra's stamina to 4 or less, she drops back, and Chuchev moves into cover. If you reduce Chuchev's stamina to 4 or less, turn to 353. So presumably we want to fight Cassandra first. Fine. So, us, Cassandra, Chuchi. Journey loves Chuchi. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 20 for us. That's a good start. This is Cassandra. 6, 7, 8. 17. So we win that. Is that right? Yes, we said 20. We're on 20, aren't we? 6, 7, 17. Yes, excellent. So down to 8. 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 18 for us. 9 and 9's 18, so that's a draw. 9, 19. So Chuchev gets a blow in on us. Ouch. That's again. 3, that's not great. It's 14. Oh, Jesus, 10, 19. Ouch. Plus she does 3 damage, so that's 13. Chichi is still going to have a go. 10, 20, so he hits us as well. Jesus Christ. This wasn't a great idea. No worries, Kit. No worries, Kit. We'll see how we go. We'll probably end up pretty much after this one anyway for tonight, as I have got to go to work tomorrow and I have no choice in the matter. 19. Fuck off. Thank God he didn't win, so that's fine. Jesus, again. 4, 15. 8, 9, 10, 11. Hooray! That's good. 6. 7, 17. 15. Ouch. Huh. 12. So that's 23. 18. Right. She's down to 4. Cassandra stamina 4 or less, she drops back and she just moves in to cover her. So, she's out of the game. It's all to do. Oh no, he still has time to go. 6, 16, so you wouldn't have got that anyway. Fine. So, she's out the match. 9, 20 for us. 20, it's a draw. 8, 19. 13. 10. 4. 10. 21 for us. 19 for him. $15. Low numbers. Low numbers. 4, 5, 15. It's a draw. 16. Low. 15. Yes. 6. 6, 7, 8. 19 for us. 19 for him. It's a draw again. 20. 19. Hey! And he's down to 4. Good Lord, I did not think we were going to do that. Right. Ha ha. Reduce Tucho's stamina to 4 less, turn to 3, 5, 3. Cool. 3, 5, 3. Your last blow has drawn a gout of blood from Chuchev's side. He jumps back and says, Anarchil, breaker of edifices, aid me! He is calling upon his god. Before you can strike the killing blow, the cellar starts to shake. An earthquake opens great cracks in the floor. There is a roar of tumbling masonry, and the inn is filled with dust. In the confusion, Chuchif and Cassandra make good their escape. When the quake has stopped, you climb the steps and leave. Turn to 289. Well, well, well. He is the favoured one. You step out, squinting against the bright light of the late afternoon sun. Add 1 luck point for visiting the Red Dragon Inn and living to tell the tale. Hooray! We go back up to 12. You are back in the Street of Seven Sins. If you have met a sage and he has invited you to dinner, you may turn to 229. If you've not been invited or do not wish to go, you may go down a side street called Cobbler's Walk, heading west, or go down Merchant Street, heading northwest. That earthquake was lucky, wasn't it? Eat some food. Well, so, I know you're saying eat some food, but it's dinner time with the sage, so we might get something there. But the choice, if you don't choose to go and eat dinner with the sage, then yes, we'll eat something. We have a dinner date. Yes, exactly. Let's go for dinner with the sage. So, is that what we're doing? Are we going for dinner with the sage and forget the other places for now? I mean, technically, we have set up a meeting at the Thieves Guild. So, dinner. Excellent. Let's do dinner. Let's see if dinner will do us. We're off to the sage to eat some sage. 229. Going off for a bit of sage stuffing, are we? Ha 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 ha. We're off to 229. Dinner date, even though we probably look rough as arseholes, yes indeed. But he'll take care of us and patch us up. I mean, look, he helped us out of a bear trap. Okay. On your way towards the sage's house, a small boy runs up to you and asks if you would like to help a very clever scholar and make some money doing it. It won't take long, he says, tugging at your sleeve. Do you wish to thank him, but decline and go on your way, or will you go with the boy? D to decline or G to go? Don't trust the child. Yeah. So Nathan is declining. Decline, we've got a date, exactly. All the does. Decline, okay, cool. 273. Hey, he can't. Right. Hold on a second. This is what annoys me, right? Okay. So, I'm not reading ahead, I'm going back the way for a reason, okay? 273. You come to the door of the sage's house and knock. After a few moments, a manservant opens the door. You explain that you have come to see the sage. The manservant asks you for the token. Do you have the token? If you do, turn to 6, right? Here's a manservant. Yet the man's house is a small stone bungalow. Well, I suppose, he could still have a manservant in a small stone bungalow, but just finding that a little bit at odds with what we thought we knew about him. Anyway, do we have the token? Yes. We should have, unless that small urchin stole it, which is probably why he's gone up in the world since this morning. Yes, he's elevated his status. The servant says, "Ah, yes, you're expected. Please come in." You follow him into the parlour. The dining table is laid for 3. Apothecus rises to greet you and introduces you to his friend, Diodorus, a sage who is an expert on travel between the planes of existence. He tells you that there are portals or gates allowing travel between Orb and other worlds. He suspects that you may have been brought from Earth to Orb by means of such a portal. When you recover the talisman, he says you must leave Grey Hills and walk southeast until you come to the Great Plateau. Mount Starreach, the tallest mountain on the plateau, has at its summit one of these portals, through which you must pass if you wish to return to Earth. And now, to more immediate matters, says Apothecus. You can leave the city by the postern gate in the cemetery. If you get into serious trouble, you may be able to call on the All-Mother for aid. To do so, cry, "All-Mother, nature herself, preserve me." And he makes you repeat it until you commit it to memory. Where should we put that? Down at the bottom here, I suppose. All-Mother, nature herself. There we go. Huh. What? Oh, because I yeah, okay. So, what do we need to do? We need to stretch this down a bit. No, that's not what I want to do. There we are. That's it now. Right, so, oh my, blah, 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 blah. He makes you repeat the words and you commit them to memory. Note them on your adventure sheet. Explains that the All-Mother is the fountain of all life, the opposite of death. She may be prepared to help you, but only once, at the time of your greatest need. However, remember this, no deity can intervene in another's temple. You thank them both and turn in early after the sumptuous meal of peacock basted in spirits of Ra and another exotic dishes. You wake up refreshed, gain 4 stamina points. Well, frankly, I'm gaining all of our stamina points because we had a meal and we've slept. And the meal itself would give us 4 stamina points. So I'm saying we're back up to full. Yum indeed. You bid Apothecus farewell, thanking him for all his help and hoping that he won't let him down. You set out to find the Thieves Guild. Turn to 64. Where are we at? 2:30. Yeah. Let's have a look at 64 briefly. Maybe best to leave that until Thursday. Right, okay, so as you set off, you see a small group of people clustered around a man wearing a flowing grey cloak and one dangling gold earring. He's making huge bunches of flowers appear and disappear to cries of delight and amusement from the crowd. Will you try to find a way into the Thieves Guild, try to regain the talisman on your own, or stay and watch the magic? So, G for guild, T for talisman, M for magic. And if I'd done that the other way round and said M for magic, T for the, and G for gathering, could have had Magic the Gathering. Anyway, it's GTM. Guild, talisman, magic. Talisman, says Nathan. Okay, I want to try and do it on our own. Guild, says Edward. Yep, fair enough. Guild, says Joe. Excellent. I want to learn how to play Magic the Gathering. Isn't it really complicated? We, Lindsay and I and Steve and Tracy have a friend called Christian, who's from Sweden. He's one of our first backers on Off the Chart. He is a huge Magic the Gathering player and has been playing for 15 years. And goes all over the place. Goes to Glasgow, going out for competitions. James, who does the Puncher Junk, he plays Magic. Well, he used to play Magic the Gathering, not so much. He still does, but not as much as he used to. But he used to be a huge Magic the Gathering fan, go off to all the Magic the Gathering conventions and stuff in America and Europe and stuff. But yeah, I struggled enough with Pokemon. I always wanted to get into Yu-Gi-Oh, and for a while I did. I loved Yu-Gi-Oh, the cartoon, but trying to get the cards was always difficult. And these days it's difficult. There's so many different cards out there now that to go back and start over, I would find it really difficult. And here I am, never heard of it. Really? Oh well. It's a huge card game. It's the offshoot of that is Locarno, and and it started off as a fairly straightforward thing, but now they introduced all of these different things. Like they did, I think they did a Doctor Who set. They've done a Marvel set. All the big, things that have been going on. I have a friend who started playing Magic competitively, and I have zero idea what he's talking about, so I want him to teach me. Oh well, look, if you've got somebody who can teach you, that is fantastic. If they're a player, yeah. You thought it was computer. It probably can get it. There probably is CBT versions. I don't genuinely, because I know there are of Pokemon, and there certainly was on Yu-Gi-Oh. In fact, you could actually gamble on Yu-Gi-Oh, pay for competition and stuff. I know my friend Phil, when we'd flat share in Hereford, he would play Yu-Gi-Oh online, quite competitively. But I never really got into it. I liked the concept of it. I just never got around to it. And as I say, there's so many cards out there now. To like Pokemon cards, it's all the the super shinies and things like that. I just wouldn't know where to begin. Anyway, we're going to find a way into the Thieves Guild because that's what everybody else has decided. I remember the cartoon of Yu-Gi-Oh! Didn't realise what the cards. Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah. I'm trying to think which. Presumably the card game came out of the anime. Right, which came first, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or the card game? Which came first, cards or anime? The concept of the cards came first. The fictional card game appeared in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga starting in 1996, which inspired both the first anime in 1998 and the real-life trading card game released by Konami Bandai in 1999, prior to the famous Duel Monsters anime in 2000. So there we go. So the manga, then the card game, then the anime. Oh no. Manga featured the card game concept and originally called Magic and Wizards, and then the first anime series aired in 1998, then the card game in 1999, and then the proper Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters anime in 2000. Cool. I'm tired. I don't know this a bit later than I thought, actually. No, absolutely. I would suggest that whatever 83 says is where we leave it for tonight, which is exactly 2 entries away from where we left it the other night. Have you been told about the storm drain? If you have, turn to 183. You have. So we're going to 183, 182, 183. You turn down Trader's Road, walk for some time looking for the storm drain. Eventually you see it, and checking that you're unobserved, jump down it. You land up to your ankles in slime. You wade down the huge drain until you come to a small round door set in the left-hand wall. Test your luck. Oh, luck or under, is it? 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, we're in luck of 12. Well, now we're down to a luck of 11. But we're lucky. And we turn to 238. 238. Huh? Oh, I see. Okay, fine. All right. We will leave it there. 238. I'm going to tell you what's happening. We'll do that on Thursday. You open a door. Oh, sorry, you mean the cartoon starting. So anyway, we'll stop there for tonight because that is 11:30 and it's not bad. It's my fault for starting late. But that's just over an hour and a half of gameplay. That's not bad. And we've done a fair chunk and we've beaten up a lot of people. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 massive fights. 6 massive fights, and we're still alive. And we found the Thieves Guild. So I think that's pretty cool. And that's where we'll do. That's where we'll start on Thursday. I'll put that up there for now. So yes, thank you. Thank you very much, people. Most appreciative of you dropping by. I hope you're enjoying this. I certainly am. It's not one I've played before, so I'm enjoying the fact that we're getting to play through it. We have beaten up a lot of people. Yes, we have. Quite rightly so. Get in there. That was fun. We kicked ass tonight. It was fun. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed that. It's a nice start to the week. I hope that the rest of the week is good for you and that it's nothing too strenuous over the next few days. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And I will look forward to seeing you all here on Thursday, if you can make it, for more of the same, where we will carry on and see what happens when we get into the Thieves Guild. For all our sins. Will we get the talisman back? Will they help us get the talisman back? Can we prove to them that their whole world is corrupt and they need to help us? They're thieves. We shall see. But until then, thank you guys very much, as always, for joining me here on Twitch. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please, hey, if you like what you see, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and click that button so you're notified when the next one goes live and gets posted up on YouTube. Enjoy. Beyond that, guys, look after yourselves, be safe, and I will look forward to seeing you later on in the week. Until then,